What's up, everyone? Dark Ramos here with the Volume Profile Nerd. I'll jump into my trade review for today. So today's scenario, the one that I outlined this morning, with potentially going sideways in between these two hourly ranges, is pretty much what happened. So if you take a look at my morning prep video, I did outline this potential scenario where we didn't find acceptance into this range and we didn't find acceptance into this range, and we just oscillated around it. We did get a bull break here, so it was pretty much an inside day, with the exception of like this bull break here. Yeah, because this was in pre-market, I believe. Oh no, this was in regular trading hours, but yeah, it was close to an inside day. But this level here, where we rejected from it, a few times, this was the POC from 3.7 3.16 on NQ. We can see we rejected twice from it, and then headed up towards it, near the end of the day here. But today I felt was a really good technical day. I didn't take full advantage of it, and again, it's just because I feel I'm still growing, but the more I see things like this, the more I think I'll be inclined to take advantage of some of these levels. And there was a really nice short that I thought about taking, but I was kind of in the middle of working, and I didn't want to put myself in a scenario to kind of take maybe a rushed play. But I'll go over that trade that I was really looking at. But essentially, we the POC that we rejected from was from this range back here. This is the 3.7 3.16 range from 2022, and just a really nice level for today. It came into play very, very nicely, and so did these hourly levels. We just kind of oscillated in between here, with the exception of a few bull breaks and a few bear breaks with no follow through here. All right, so I did play NQ mostly today. Most of the sectors were sideways today. XLF, XLV, NQ, they were all pretty much sideways, which made SPY sideways. But I did feel like NQ was a bit stronger today, so I did play NQ to the long side, but it did gain some relative weakness later on, but then bounced later in the day. But I felt like NQ, I had some good levels to play off of, so I did play NQ to the long side, and I also played it to the short side. So today was kind of a balanced day, and we knew kind of heading into today, because we were in yesterday's range and value, that there was that possibility for a range day, or a rotational day, which is pretty much what we got today. And the thing for me was, like, buyers couldn't get back to the open, or sellers couldn't get back to the open, which for me kind of, I felt like, if anything, I was going to give it to the buyers, because we were holding the open pretty much the entire session. And we did manage to hold the overnight high for, most of the session. We did get a few bear breaks with no follow through. And we held this 1 minute range that I had drawn up from yesterday, or from Friday. We held it pretty much to the tick here. Initially in the morning, we got a bear break with no follow through, but then we held it to the tick here, and we got a bounce going from there. I feel like I'm growing some conviction and confidence in my style. And today was the first day where I just focused on, the TA that I had drawn up, and just was tuned into that. And it went well. So I'm looking forward to growing with my approach to the market, with, my observations, because I feel like I'm kind of onto something, or I feel like it's a good, I'm just progressing well, and it's a good kind of trajectory, if I can put it that way. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that too much, but let me just go over some of the plays that I took. I was on the 5 second on NQ, and essentially, the first play that I took, so this was a big learning lesson for me. It could have been a really big win, but essentially, we had a big bull move on the morning, and we get right up into the POC of that 3722, 316 at around 13,940. We get right up there, right here. And I'm just watching because I'm thinking, okay, maybe buyers get above this POC. And at that point, we were above the value area low of this 815, 817 range. So I'm like, okay, let me just wait and see what buyers pull off here. So I just waited. And once we got this pullback here, I drew up this 5-second range right here. And once we got below it, we got below this 5-second range, I decided to go short off of it because at this point we were kind of back testing the value area low here of this hourly range. And I thought that'd be a good short since we just rejected from the POC, and the likelihood of buyers, making another attempt quickly, I thought wasn't as high probability. And we just got under the regular trading hours high. I could have recognized that we could potentially get to the overnight high. But I just cut this trade a little bit too quickly. So, once we got the pullback, I looked for the short off of this range here, entered short here. My stop was like right above here, and I sold half to get risk-free here. And I sold the other half like at the value area high, or once we got close to the value area high of this range right here. Once I saw a little bit of a bounce, and then right after we got the big flush to the overnight high, and just oscillated at the value area low of this range. I could have 1 minute stair stepped it and cut it here for another like 20 points. So left quite a bit on the table, and that's just for me, once I get risk free, if I feel like a move has legs, I could definitely hold. And it was a case of the Mondays where like Mondays, sometimes it takes me a moment to get back into all of it after a weekend, but I should have known better here. I was risk free, could have let that position ride at least to the overnight high. So I guess my target, like I didn't have a super clear target initially, but it would have been the value area high here. And that's where I cut it once I saw a little bounce near there. Because I just wanted to lock it in, right? Like it was a nice win on the minis. So I locked that in, and I'm up on the day. So great. Like on the minis, it's a nice win. And after this, I recognized that, we could hold this hourly range down here. And let's see, after this, we're oscillating under the value area low here. And there were some nice plays here. I think I went long here. I'm not exactly sure why. Or actually, no, I do know why. Because we were oscillating around the value area low. And I just felt we were above the open. We were above yesterday's value. And I thought there was potential for buyers to kind of press the issue here. But given the context, maybe of an inside day, I could have been more cautious. And the big pullback, we were scouting a 15-minute lower high. So these are things that I'm going to try to kind of improve upon a bit more. But yeah, essentially where I went long was thinking that we were going to get above the value area low of this 815, 817 hourly range, and just using, this 15-second range here and just observing, we got to it, rejected from the POC, got above it, and then on this back test and hold of the POC, I entered long here and got risk-free here, and then got stopped out here. So I'm playing with micros here because, I don't want to give anything back or a lot back from the morning. So this was a break-even trade on the micros, and that's fine. That's all good. And then we do pull back. So I think the better play here would have been, let me see here, this lower high here would have been a really nice play, because we did have, I drew out a 1 minute range here for all of this, this sideways action, and we pulled below it, and then we back tested the value area low / POC right here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but let me zoom in here. So I drew out this 1 minute range, all the sideways action, and we pulled back, and then we got to the value area low, and it was a nice rejection from there, at least to get back to the value area high of this 817, 818 range. So we got to it, couldn't find acceptance into it, and then we bounced from there. Yeah, so my next play was, let's see, this was, yeah, I was looking to go long here off the overnight high, and was just a little bit too early. So I had this 15-second range. It was a really 5-second range. It was a very tiny one, but it did come into play later. It was this little tiny sideways action here, right here. So I decided to, once we got above it, and again, I'm thinking that we could hold this value area low here. And then we did, but first we got to the overnight high, and then we bounced from there. So my thought process for this was, okay, buyers didn't get to the sellers didn't get to the overnight high. And I was just a bit too early thinking that, buyers are proving more, sellers couldn't even get here. And I was watching this here, like seeing if we'd hold this value area low. We held it and then got a big green candle, and I kind of chased here, and I entered here at the top and then got stopped out here. So yeah, this one I didn't really love this trade. I could have waited for maybe if buyers do this to maybe hold this and then do this, but entered in a little bit too early because then sellers tagged the overnight high, and then we took off from there. So just a little bit early, a little bit too eager here on this trade. The thesis was sound. We did hold this value area low or value area high of this 817, 818 range. We just got one more bear break with no follow through at the overnight high, and then we took off from there. So this was a full loss on the micros. So gave a little bit back, but I'm still green on the day. And after this, I'm very cautious. Like I don't intend to trade too much because I'm, doing my other work, my other job. But we did, it was just a really good technical kind of day. We went from here to the value area low here, oscillated around here, couldn't find much acceptance above, and then found acceptance above, then rejected again. This would have been another beautiful trade. It was near the, we couldn't get to the regular trading hours high, pulled back. I had this 5-second range from back here. We pulled back and, a good trade off the value area high, pulled back again from there. Yeah, let me delete this here. But yeah, we pulled back from here, ended up going all the way back to the overnight high, and essentially back to the value area high here. Another, no follow through. So a lot of bear breaks with no follow through, essentially, just oscillating in between these 2 hourly ranges. And that was a good look, I thought, for buyers. Sellers were getting bear breaks with no follow through. And then again, we get another bear break, no follow through. And I remember it was so funny because right here at it would have been 12:21 or 12:18 or around 12:18, 12:20 Central would have been around 1:18, 1:20 Eastern. I was watching this, like we couldn't get acceptance back into this hourly range, and then we got a big move up. And I literally was watching this, so it looked like this on the 5-second. We bounced up, and we pulled back in that little tiny 5-second range that I mentioned from over here. I was watching, and I was like, oh man, what if we hold that? And I think I was watching it like right here, and I was thinking about entering, and I was like, man, that's a good place to enter if we hold that. And we held it a few times, bear break with no follow through, held it here. And I was looking at this. I didn't take it, but that was a nice, would have been a nice trade there. And then we bounced all the way up to, this was right here. Let me see. Yeah. We bounced all the way up to, again, to this daily POC here at around 13,940. And I did take a trade here, thinking that buyers wanted to at least get to the regular trading hours high. And I didn't know if they would get to that POC, but buyers did, and they did it in a pretty aggressive fashion. And this is where a trade really, like, I'm gonna pay more attention to this because the trade really set up here. But anyway, the trade that I took was playing off of this 5-second range that I drew from early in the morning, and essentially we held it twice here. And once we held the POC, I entered here for a long. I did exit pretty quickly at the value area high here for just a few points. So I wasn't like completely risk free. I think I got and it was one contract. I was playing with two contracts here because I recognized if I just like to play, but I didn't want to give much back. So I just, two micro contracts. So very small risk. And, I did de-risk close to the value area high of this range. So it just got like 2 points maybe here, 2.25 points. And my stop, I set my stop under here at around a little bit lower at 13,912. So it was right here. And it wasn't completely risk free, but if I were to get stopped out, it would be a very small loss. Just sold one contract here. And then my target was 13,927, which was just under the regular trading hours high. So it was right here. And we did get to target. We held the value area low 3 times and then got to target here. And the buyers got another leg up to pretty much exactly that POC at around 13,940. We got up to 13,942.50. And then I was literally watching this. So it was this daily POC here. And the only thing that, at least, I could have taken it to at least get to the value area low here of this hourly range, here, which is still like, that's like 25 points on NQ. And I was literally watching this and saying to myself, this is a really juicy short. And the reason why, there's so many reasons why I liked this short. The first one is we've been balancing all day, right? The POC is right here. It's a pretty wide POC. So it's a wide kind of range. And it's a wide POC. And it's closer to the end of the day. So at this point, it's almost 3 p.m. So there's only like an hour left in the trading day at this point. And it's just closer to the end of the day. 14, is that right? So it's like 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's right. And so the likelihood of us getting another leg up, to me, wasn't high probability, given the wide range on the day. And then, so that's point number one. Point number, well, I don't know if it could be 2 or 3, but I'll say point number 2. We're running right into this POC. And point number 3 is the aggressiveness of this bull move. So we're in a sideways range most of the day. The bulls are using up all their juice in one move, and we're running up right into a daily POC and the high of the day. So many things lined up for this trade. And the only thing that didn't line up was that we were back into this hourly range. But given the context of everything else, I thought this was a very nice kind of high probability short. And I just watched it, right? Because at this point, I'm up on the day. I'm kind of working my other job. I'm not going to take it, right? Because I just didn't. But in my mind, I said that. I'm like, oh, this is a juicy short. And it's just for me, maybe like when I see plays like these set up, especially like with a strong bull move into a daily POC after being in a sideways range, like that ticks off a lot of boxes. And, maybe I can go for it, even at least on the micros, just give it a shot on the micros. And I don't have to take a mini trade, but if I'm up on the day, just use maybe like 2 or 4 contracts on the micros, and 2 if I'm feeling like I don't want to risk a lot. put on 2 contracts here just to see it if it plays out, and that can help with my confidence and conviction in these plays. But anyways, I could have entered here on this little 5-second lower high, and my stop could have been here, and we got the flush perfectly. And after that, buyers couldn't find acceptance above the regular trading hours high. This all here would have been good shorts. We pulled back, and I was watching this whole thing, and I was watching these areas of like that's a good short, this is a good short. But after the pullback, I didn't want to chase or anything like that, but we pulled back, held the value area high of this 5-second range that I've been mentioning a few times. We held it here, pulled back again, then held the value area low, another leg down, then we bounced to the value area high of this range that I had drawn up here, bounced right to the value area high, and another leg down. Then we oscillated kind of in between here and here, and basically holding the value area high of this 817, 818 range right down here. So we held it here, almost to the T, and then got another bounce from there to the value area low of this 815, 817 range. And then in the overnight session, we're finding acceptance above it. So just a really nice technical day with, kind of this range bound day. And the other thing is like we held the value area high here of, this would have been the 1 minute range from Friday. So it was, let me go to the 1 minute. Oh yeah. Okay. So it was all this sideways action here. This was the 1 minute range that I drew up from Friday. Let's see, is it right? Oh, yeah. So if I scroll back a little bit, yeah, it was this sideways action here. We held the value area high. Yeah, right here. We held the value area high almost to the T here, which was also the value area high of this hourly range right here. So just a really nice technical day. I think all this does for me is add to my confidence in my approach to the markets. And yeah, just, like it's interesting. Like I really told myself like, this is a really juicy trade, and I'm going to pay attention to that because as I grow as a trader, like these things are starting to stand out to me a bit more. And, what I'm learning about volume profile and market profile, like James Dalton talks about, like this is kind of like a page out of James Dalton's book where he says, hey, we've been going sideways most of the day. We'd need significant volume in order to get a double distribution day, right? Like in order to get another distribution, like we got one distribution here. In order to get another one, we'd need a lot of volume to do that. And given that it was the end of the day and we were running right into a daily POC right here, I didn't think that the likelihood of a double distribution was too high. So I thought the probabilities were in favor of, sellers stepping in there. So yeah, this is like all VP, all MP, market profile, volume profile, really, really digging it. Like, I don't know what the word is. I don't want to sound like, I don't know. I just really like it, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, and that's why I'm not like, saying all these things. But this is why I like this method and this approach to the markets. These levels, they just show up, and the more that I practice with this, the more that things stand out to me. So yeah, it's all about trading value and not price, essentially. Like where are buyers trying to get to, where are sellers trying to get to, and just looking at that from that perspective, and then having these dailies, hourlies, 1 minute, 5-second ranges, is just super helpful. So yeah, for me, it's still like remembering price action, more likely scenario, on the price action, like 15-minute lower highs, higher lows, things like that. That is just a little thing that I feel like I can tweak and improve upon a bit. But again, the levels, they do come into play a lot, and just using the day time frame references, like, are we above the open? Are sellers proving it? Are buyers proving it? Like all this is just a nice kind of like symphony of like levels and ranges and price action and higher time frames and lower time frames. It's just a good kind of mix of that, and being able to focus on all of that and pay attention to it at any given moment during, while the market is happening, is just it I don't know if the word is fun, but it's very like engaging. It's cool. Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling now, but yeah, I'll give a quick recap of the market today of the different sectors, and then I'll call it for today. Kind of a longer trade review, but yeah, SPY inside day, QQQ, little bit of a bull break, but not much. And in the overnight session, we actually on the futures we're, kind of breaking the high of Friday a bit more convincingly. XLF inside day, IWM pretty close to an inside day, XLE inside day, XBI really nice follow through on this weekly bull flag on XBI. And there are some levels I've been watching here. So yeah, XBI would have been a good one to trade today as well, because we had a couple of daily range daily ranges here, and there was a nice gap for buyers to fill, which they did beautifully. We held the value area high at the open, got to the value area low of this upper range here. So I was watching XBI. I didn't trade it just because, I was watching NQ and ES mostly. XLV, little bit of a inside day, kind of a bull break, no follow through. This could be potentially be a daily lower high on XLV. We're holding this entire structure. So held the value area low. That would have been a nice trade too. Right off the value area. If we go to the 1 minute. Ooh, I don't think that's is that a real candle? That's insane. But we held the value area low here and pulled back from there convincingly. So yeah, VP is just, I really like it. But yeah, daily lower high. If we break the low of Friday tomorrow, our daily lower high will be set at 132.36, and sellers should be looking to get to the value area high of this range here at roughly 127.82. All right, XLU, kind of a daily lower high is set right here at 66.89. We did hold the POC, so maybe buyers do hold this to try to get back to the value area high here of this structure right here. So that's at 67.14. SMH, SMH, I was looking for this to potentially happen today, where SMH held the value area low of this structure here. Kind of hard to see that well, but let me zoom in here. Held this structure here, and so we had this little structure here. SMH held the value area low, and we got a nice bounce from there. Let me delete some of these lines here. But just a nice bounce from that level, and got some nice follow through from that level there. Could be a quick daily bull flag for the buyers. I think buyers should be trying for the value area high here of that range at 135.22. So that's looking good. QQQ I think wants to get over this daily POC here of this range, which is similar to what I've marked up on the futures. Or no, that's SPY. So SPY wants to get over this range here. QQQ does want to get back into this little range here. If we don't get above it tomorrow, I think I'll be looking a little bit more aggressively for the sell to get back to this value area high here from this little range. And I'll showcase what that looks like on the futures. But if QQQ pulls back and XLF goes to this range up here, we could be looking at rotation, which would be healthy for SPY. So yeah, IWM maybe wants to get to this value area low here. XLE, yeah, if XLE and XLF, XBI has been strong, and XLV can get a move to the upside, get back into this range, and QQQ pulls back, I'm thinking we could have some rotation in the market. And if SMH would have to, I think, get below this range here. All right, let me see what we're looking at for NQ. Yeah, NQ is testing this POC again. This buyers are having a hard time getting above it, but we shall see. I'm not ruling the buyers out. I think if we get acceptance above this POC, buyers should be trying for the value area high here at 1498. And for ES, let's look at the daily on ES. So yeah, ES is looking pretty good here. So buyers should be looking to get to the value area high of this range right here at roughly 14,246. Yeah, 14,246.50, because we're finding acceptance above this POC. So buyers should be heading for that. Again, I think NQ would need to kind of show a bit of strength. If NQ pulls back, but different sectors pick up the slack, I think SPY could still maybe do this. But I don't know, given how much weight tech has on SPY, that's always an interesting thing to see. Like, I think XLF and XLV would really have to be bullish for SPY to attempt something like this, with tech having so much weight on SPY. But we shall see. And that's something I'm going to continuously observe, kind of how rotation does occur. And, but mainly, so, the most important thing for me is like NQ finding acceptance above this POC here, and essentially the high of Friday, finding acceptance to get to the value area high here at 1498. All right, so let's go quick rundown on sectors. This video is getting long, but quick rundown on tech. So Apple, Apple was pretty weak today. Right now we're currently holding the value area low of this range. So if buyers hold that, we could try to get back to the POC here. Amazon had a pretty bearish day. So daily consolidation has started on both Apple and Amazon. And Amazon buyers want to hold this POC of this range. If not, we're heading to the value area low here at roughly 11106, and the POC is at 113.91. Netflix holding the POC of this range here, but daily consolidation is underway. And if below this, I'll be looking at some ranges down here, or actually, it would be this range, and I can draw that up now just to be prepared. So I would grab something like, maybe just all this here. So talking and doing all this TA is quite something. I will get more proficient with it for sure. But I think, we held the value area high here. So if below the POC, below this value area low, I think sellers should be targeting the value area high here. And that's a nice little gap. If sellers get below here, I think we could get here. Google's very strong day. We're contending with this little range here. Buyers do want above it to target this range up here. But we are kind of in a little bit of a gap situation between ranges. So if buyers don't get acceptance into the current range, sellers could be trying to get, and if we get back into this little kind of gap area, sellers should be trying for the value area high here at roughly 12233. But buyers are looking good. No sign of them slowing down yet. It's a daily stair step for 5 days in a row. And maybe buyers try for the POC of this range here. And probably because Google with AI is probably getting some good news there. Microsoft is at the value area low of this range. Goal for buyers is to get back into this range and head towards the POC at 33502. If rejection from here, I have my eyes on the value area high of this little range at that's roughly 314.82. So yeah, if we don't get acceptance back into this range, I'm going to keep an eye out on this value area high here. Meta is excuse me. Yeah, Meta is kind of in a gappy area. Not too much like price action in this area. We did have some profit taking near the end of the day, but haven't started daily consolidation yet. And yeah, if the low of the day breaks tomorrow, then daily consolidation is underway. I'll be keeping an eye out on this value area high of this kind of recent sideways action right here. The value area high is at 241.54. But if buyers continue to press the issue, eyes on this value area high here at 258.70. Yeah, which is just this little structure right here. I think buyers try for it because it's just a little bit gappy. Buyers could try for it tomorrow, but there was some profit taking near the end of the day, and we'll see if buyers can continue tomorrow. Tesla looking really nice, very strong day today. Tesla kind of broke quite a bit through this range. The next range I'm looking at, I'll probably look at all this sideways structure here. Don't mind that. Something like this. And we'll see if buyers can get back into this structure here. And then the next structure I'll be looking at is pretty much all of this. I'd be looking at the value area high here at the next level. Yeah, the value area high. POC, they're relatively close here. Not too close, but I'll be using, this first structure here as buyers want to get through that first. And yeah, they want to get back into this range. And then I'll be looking at the value area high of this range here. All right, NVDA. Actually, let me look at the weekly on Tesla. Yeah, quick weekly higher low on Tesla. And monthly higher low could be potentially shaping up. All right, so that's Tesla, NVDA. So we haven't been able to get acceptance back into this structure up here. Daily consolidation did start today for NVDA. We broke the low of Friday today, but sellers didn't get much follow through. So we'll see what tomorrow looks like. If buyers can get back into this range, or if we get into this range below, which is just a little structure from over here. All right, so yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what tech does tomorrow. If Apple can hold this little structure here and get another leg up for a quick daily higher low. If Amazon can set a quick daily higher low, Netflix wants to set a quick daily higher low, although I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe it could. Google, strong. Microsoft, if Microsoft rejects from this range, I'll be paying attention to that because we could start daily consolidation on Microsoft. Meta has some room to go to get to this value area low. We'll see if buyers get there. Tesla looks good. NVDA, daily consolidation underway. See if it's a quick daily bull flag. If not, then we'll look for more convincing daily consolidation. We'll see. If tech can stay strong, then I think NQ can stay strong. And we'll see. Yeah, if NQ stays strong and XLF and XLV, um, start their get more of a convincing daily bounce. XLF, yeah, if XLF sets a quick daily, it's a daily inside bar, but we'll see. XLV, if it doesn't set a daily lower high, I think, and we get another leg up, that could be that could be a good look for the broader market. IWM had a good day today. And SMH holding this value area low is a good look. Could be a quick daily bull flag, and that could help tech as well. So yeah, I think buyers, sellers haven't stepped in convincingly yet. If there's a big red day where all sectors are at their lows and sellers step in convincingly, I'll pay attention. But at this point, we are heading up into some resistances, but buyers are looking good. Sellers are not proving much, and it was notable today, right? Like we just had an inside day in tech, right? Like looking at these hourlies, like sellers couldn't even get convincingly back into this hourly range. We just oscillated in between it, and now buyers are edging out in the overnight session, and we're getting a little more. No, we're not convincingly above this POC. If we don't get convincingly above this POC, then I'm going to look for maybe a rejection, and for a little, maybe if it's enough of a pullback, it could be a little head and shoulders for some daily consolidation to shape up, or weekly consolidation to shape up here. Yeah, I mean, weekly consolidation, yeah, could happen. Not ruling that out. Yeah. Yeah, for ES, it could be, if we do something like this for, oh, that's a weekly head and shoulders. Yeah, I don't know. Let me look at the daily. I think I'd like maybe a daily head and shoulders a bit more, or it's something like this. I don't know. We shall see. Like buyers are still looking good. So I think the next target for ES is this value area high here. But we wouldn't need NQ over this daily POC here that it's been kind of struggling with in today's session, and we couldn't find acceptance over it in Friday's session. All right, so that's all I got for today. I guess I'm going to start doing these market overviews. So maybe I'll kind of segment it into my trade review, and then I'll do another video for the market overview. But yeah, that was my trading day today. I really like doing kind of this overview here, kind of getting a good picture of the market. And I'll see you tomorrow with my morning prep, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next trade review. Thank you.